Well, I thought it started horribly. One thing I can say is we survived Portales. It was a tough weekend, honestly. We did not play good baseball at all. I think on Friday night, getting run ruled at their place with our Friday night guy going was rough. I mean, I think it showed on the scoreboard 4 errors, but we had at least 8, 9 errors that are routine plays that we got to make, and just did not play good baseball really all weekend. But you got to give Eastern credit. They played really well. They came ready to go, and we'll get better from it. We've got some injuries that we're dealing with and stuff like that, but everybody does at this point in time of the year. And we had some guys step up and make some really good plays to be able to win Game 3 and Game 4, and that was some of the positives with it. But all in all, like I told our guys, listen, everybody throughout the course of a year, you're going to have weekends where you're not playing good, and you have to. And I could tell on Friday night, listen, it was going to be a dogfight of a weekend, and we had to find a way to salvage the weekend. And I think we did that. We didn't completely shoot ourselves in the foot. We found ways to win some ball games when we were playing as bad as I think we can play. So that's the positive, is that we were still able to split on the road. I hate that. Our ultimate goal is to win series on the road, but all in all, we were able to salvage the weekend.
Concerned about the pitching. You guys got 42 runs this weekend. I know it's not the guys. You had the great guys that were there. It's just mechanics right now.
Honestly, if you look at it, listen, I mean, first day what did we give up? 20 runs, and yeah, I think they showed them all to be earned. Sorry. We didn't play good defense. I'm more concerned with our defense than our pitching. Now, listen, I know Coach Hall's upset at the way our guys threw pitching wise, and I am too. We're walking way too many guys, hitting way too many guys, giving free bases. But if you look at the stats and all that kind of stuff, listen, you have routine double play balls being hit to get us out of the one big inning. If we boot it, we have multiple balls hit guys in the head on fly balls and everything, just stuff that, and those aren't counted errors. I don't know how, but they're not counted errors. And it's just, at the end of the day, how many outs can we give guys? So, yes, I expect our pitchers to be tough enough to get out of those situations when we do make mistakes behind them. But at the end of the day, we got to make plays. I'm more mad about our defense than our pitching, but I'm not happy with our pitching either. We're still giving up way too many free bases and did not pitch it well. But listen, ultimately, I believe that our pitching staff is very good, very deep. We got Miller back this past weekend. That was great to see. He threw lights out through 5 innings in Game 3. Threw lights out. Caperton threw lights out on Sunday. That was phenomenal to see. Hopefully we'll get Ty back this weekend. So once we get healthy, once we get our guys back and everything, listen, I believe pitching-wise we're going to be just fine.
Are you hopeful that the extra innings win on Saturday evening kind of maybe serve as a turning point for the team?
No, listen, turning point, I mean, we're still sitting in first place. We're playing, okay. Obviously, this past weekend we did not play good, but ultimately we're finding ways to win games. I think we've won all of our one-run games, and that's the type of baseball we want to play. The high-scoring games that we had this past weekend are not the type of games that we want to play. Now, listen, it's a tough place to go and play. I mean, their field is huge. But then balls will leave. The wind's usually it's a lot different than what our field is. There's a lot of gaps to cover, stuff like that. So it is a lot easier to hit because there's a lot more free space out there that you can't cover. So ultimately, listen, it's about winning games. And yeah, the one-run game on Saturday was really good because honestly, Whitman in center field runs down a ball that, listen, they win that game if he drops it. And I mean, it was one of the best plays I've seen, and we found a way to win it. But we've done that all year long. That's the type of baseball we want to play. We got to get away from these high-scoring games. We don't like those, and we know there are going to be days like that in West Texas where you're trying to survive and the wind's just blowing out and it's horrible days to play on. But ultimately, we want to play the low-scoring, good defense, good pitching, learn to win one-run games because we believe that's what postseason baseball is all about.
With the crazy rain we had this week, did you guys go out overtime?
No, honestly, it was tough, and maybe that's on us. I mean, we canceled, Tuesday practice because of high winds. We were able to practice on Wednesday, and then Thursday what was it, snow on Thursday or something as well and stuff. So this past week we were only able to get outside one time, and maybe I should have forced them to go out there on bad days. But my philosophy's always been, well, you're not really getting a lot accomplished in 60-mile-an-hour wind and stuff. But we may have to start changing that philosophy as well.
Coach, talk about just the team morale. Like you said, you're not going to play great every weekend. It's baseball, things happen. But you still salvage a 2-win week in there, and still come out on top a couple of times. Just talk about the team and just kind of their confidence to get back in this next week.
Yeah, listen, even after games 1 and game 2, I mean, our team is resilient. Listen, I think they know that we're a top team, and they don't expect to lose ever, which is a good thing. So they're upset when they do lose. And we could get swept one weekend and everything. And I think that we're still going to come out the following week and be fine. They know it is a game of baseball and mistakes happen. And that's something that we talk about all the time. It's how you bounce back. And I thought our guys bounced back really well this weekend. I mean, it could have went really bad this weekend, really bad. But I told our guys when we got back last night that, listen, we salvaged it. We didn't have too many injuries after the weekend on a place where a lot of teams leave and they're banged up a little bit and everything. So ultimately, I wouldn't say it was a good weekend by any stretch of the imagination, but we found a way to survive it and move on.
We had Cameron this weekend. We've struggled, but they're coming off the split of St. Ed's.
Yeah, the last 2 weekends they've played a lot better. They started off, 0-12. They went to Kingsville 2 weekends ago and split down there. And then St. Edward's is a good club, and they split with St. Edward's, so they're playing better baseball. Their coaches do a phenomenal job there. Their pitching coach is a former player of mine, Cooper Harris, and they're going to be good. Listen, we know every weekend in this conference is a dogfight. It's a nightmare. It's a tough schedule, but I love it. It's a lot of fun, and just because they're 4-12, I think, they're going to come ready to go, and we got to play our best baseball.